Welcome to the Sioux Falls Eldercare channel, brought to you by Tony Mao and the great folks at Right at Home Sioux Falls. Today's guest is Miss Sonia Niles, Sales Director for Primrose Retirement Communities. Primrose, this is living.
Hi, I'm Tony Mao, your host of your Eldercare channel here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Today we welcome Sonia Niles, the Marketing Executive for the Primrose Retirement Communities here in Sioux Falls, and we're going to get to know them and their community just a little bit better. So I'm going to introduce Sonia now, and we're going to just ask a few questions about your company in general and what it is that you do, how long you've been here. Just share whatever you can with us.
Sure. Primrose has been in Sioux Falls for about 13 years, and their property here is one of 35 across the country, and so it is a South Dakota corporation based out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. We have both independent living and assisted living, and I think some of the things that kind of maybe differentiate us from other retirement communities here in Sioux Falls is that we're kind of a middle-sized community. We're not the biggest in town, and we're not real tiny, but we have some great activities and great nursing services. Our staff retention is very good, and so our residents really create relationships with the staff at Primrose. We have a very experienced director of nursing who does a terrific job of understanding and helping out family members with the whole process of helping families place someone in an assisted living community. People who come to Primrose have their own apartments and their own living space, but then they're also part of the entire community and able to extend their living space to all the common areas at Primrose. So in Primrose we have a ice cream parlor, a grand room, some physical exercise equipment, and a chapel. Ladies can get their hair done at Primrose, and actually gentlemen can also get their hair cut at Primrose. So there's a lot of great common areas and lounges in the building that they can utilize as part of their personal living space, and it's all very homey and a great shared space amongst staff and residents.
And you, in talking about some of the services, how about the transportation needs for someone that doesn't have a vehicle any longer?
Well, a lot of times when people come to an assisted living community, they've given up their car, and so transportation has become a very important part of the need for their engagement in life, to be able to get around to places. And so we do have a bus, a brand new bus this summer, that takes people to their appointments. It is a wheelchair accessible, so it has a lift to get a wheelchair on the bus as well. Our bus drivers and staff that take people to those appointments are terrific. I mean, it's not just a matter of someone driving you to a building and dropping you off. They're terrific about taking you in to the building and getting you to the particular office that you need to be at. And then we do kind of manage a lot of traffic. People go as many places as they need to get to in a day, and there is no additional charge. It's part of your monthly fees to have bus service at Primrose. And so some of those things are very important to people who maybe have been isolated in their own home and not able to get around and do the things that they need to do. Sometimes adult children, a lot of times adult children are still working and have their own families to take care of as well. And so it can be a huge service to them to be able to have their parents at least get transported to those appointments, and kids can meet them at their doctor's office maybe a little easier than coming out and picking them up. So it's a great service that we do for our residents Monday through Friday, and then on weekends the transportation for residents is primarily falls upon their family to provide.
Okay, perfect. Great list of services. Let's talk a little bit about your residents. Who lives there? Who's with you?
Well, we just have a terrific group of people who are very active and engaged in life, and there are times when you walk through the lobby of Primrose, you'll hear a political conversation occurring, which is a lot of fun to listen to. And but they're very respectful of each other. We were just talking about this, that even though you have people from very diverse backgrounds and political affiliations, they listen to each other and they are respectful of each other's opinions, and there's no arguing or anything like that. It's just very respectful. I just kind of wish that the whole of the whole world reacted the way the people. They're very kind to each other, and I think that's very important. Is that they're kind and respectful, and they're good friends to each other, and they become each other's family.
Yeah.
So.
And I think you mentioned you've got independent as well as assisted living there. Is that right?
We do. We have independent living apartments and assisted living apartments. And so in our independent living apartments, we do have the ability to transition people into an assisted living situation. We are dual licensed in those apartments to provide both independent living and assisted living. So let's say you move in and 2 years later you have some physical challenges that would preclude you from being able to, kind of do all the things that you need to do for yourself, and you need those nursing services. Well, you can stay exactly where you are, and we will provide those nursing services to you right at your apartment. So
that's fabulous, fabulous. So that's just a little bit of sharing that Sonia has done about the Primrose Retirement Community here in Sioux Falls, and we hope that you go check it out and give them a call if you have any questions at all. Thank you so much.